What you will see out here in the northwest is the famous boab tree. These can grow quite large. If you watch my last video where I shot the boab prison tree, where the trunk had been hollowed out and they kept prisoners inside the tree. They kept Aboriginal slaves inside the tree waiting to be assigned to a pearling boat. Amazing countryside out here. Another thing you'll see a lot of out here are termite mounds, but it's not often you'll see one all its lonesome. Usually you'll see hundreds of them in a particular area along the roadside, but this one seems to be all out here on its own. One thing that never seems to amaze me is that the amount of rubbish that gets thrown out of cars and left lying around our countryside. Particularly sometimes you go to free camps and just find rubbish everywhere. My tip is, even though it's not our job or my job or your job to pick it up, but if we all pick up a little bit of rubbish and do the right thing with it, it helps keep, one, our country clean, and two, it helps keep free camps open. Councils often close free camps down because of abuse by people leaving rubbish lying around. So even if every one of us who agree to leave the country clean, pick up even one or two pieces when you see them, that would do a lot, I think, to keep the amount of rubbish lying around. Just my way of thinking. Now, that's a nice specimen of a boab tree. Not quite as big as the prison tree, but very impressive. After a long drive from Halls Creek, finally coming into Kununarra on a lake, and the campground hopefully I'll be staying at is on the Orb River. There are several pay-to-camp sites here. The one I'm staying at's on the northeastern side of the river. There's another 3 on the opposite bank. This is the Twin Wharf area here in Kununarra. Hello, how you going? There are lake cruises that depart from here, and some houseboats which you could probably hire and cruise around the lake. They tell me there's crocodiles here in the river. One of the guys at the campground was saying they saw some small freshwater crocs up the river where I'm camped. But Macca, who runs the campground, he said there weren't any in the river. So I don't think I'll go in the river anyhow, so take your pick. If you're in and around Kununarra, check out the Ivanhoe Cafe. Very popular. And just outside of town, a couple of minutes outside of town. And it's a great little spot to just come and chill out and have a coffee.
I've been looking everywhere for the man
just arriving at Maxwell's campground, which is just south of Kununarra. You go through Kununarra and it's about 10 minutes south. It's along a pretty lengthy rocky track, I hope. This is my first entrance in here, so it's not too bad. Look, it's accessible by two-wheel drive, which I'm in at the moment. There's a bus there on the left-hand side. Looking promises. There's no signage here, so if you're going into Google Maps, put in Go Wild Adventure Tours. That seems to bring you to the correct turn-off, but there's no sign at the turn-off except a kayak stuck in a tree. That's where the turn-off was. No signage. This is a pay to camp. There's an honour system here. They did say I could camp next to the camp kitchen. There's a few people in here. A few that look like they're fairly long-term campers. This is a bush camp. I don't know if there's mobile reception here yet. That's something I'll check out. But when I spoke to Macca, who looks after the place, he said to go into and camp, like a camp near the camp kitchen, which I haven't spotted yet. But I can only camp here tonight and tomorrow night, because apparently the third night there is a school group arriving here and it's booked out. But normally, he said, not a problem getting in here. There's a boat ramp to my left. We'll check that out. I'm thinking the camp kitchen looks like it could be over here. Looks like an interesting place to camp, actually. I kind of like it. There's the camp kitchen to my left. Okay, there is a campsite behind that looks okay. I normally come in, set up and then film campsites, so I don't have to worry about the trailer being on board. However, this is not one that I could do that for various reasons. So I'm going to hop out and have a look around so I can find the campsite. You know what? This is a really nice spot. It was surprising coming in that dirt road. I didn't know what to expect, but it's very rustic. But this is a bush camp. There's not many people. There was nobody down this end. There was a few people when I came in. There are kayaks and evidence of kayaking everywhere in here. So obviously the river's a favourite spot. I'm not sure about crocs in here. That's something you've got to think about when you're up north. Where are those crocs hiding out? But there's certainly a lot of evidence that they do a lot of kayaking here. I'll see if I can rub shoulders with another camper and get their take on things. Okay, I spoke to Gary and Shaz, who seem to be living here on a semi-permanent basis. I think they're helping with setting up the site and creating some more sites in here. The toilets and showers, I'm told, are up here, and it's not going to be anything fancy, but they are gas operated showers, so there'll be hot water, and really that's all I'm looking for. Yeah, now that's a bush shower. Love it. Look at that. Always check for hot water. Oh yeah. And if there's someone having a shower next door, you can have a bit of a chat to them over the wall. That's hot water. We have hot water. Toilets are over there. Drop toilets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 showers here. A little bit of a walk back to the kitchen, but nothing I can't handle. In fact, if I camped here, on this spot here, I'll be right next to them, but I don't think I need to be that close to the showers anyhow. So if you like bush camping, a little bit rustic, this is a nice place to come. And really, it's only about 10 minutes outside of Kununarra. The lengthiest part about the drive into Kununarra is down the track coming in here. You've got to go fairly slow. It's a bit bumpy and rocky. But once you're off that, you're onto the ashfield and it's a quick zip into town. I'm now just leaving Maxwell's campground, and a little beauty it is on the Orb River. I was down the end near the camp kitchen, basically on my own, so it was very peaceful, very relaxing. I'm in four-wheel drive low range at the moment, because I remember once Ronnie Dale saying, use it or lose it. So I don't often go in low range, I thought, so I will use it so I don't lose it. Today is a big event because after 4 long months in WA, and that wasn't necessarily planned that way, it just happened, I'm now today, hopefully, leaving WA, crossing the border into the Northern Territory, to a small town called Timber Creek. I think it's about 3 or 4 hours from here, I'm not really sure, but it's before Catherine, and looking for more, or some free budget camping. So if that's your thing, stick around. And by the way, thanks for watching.